Yeah, 2 games in, pleased with the group overall. Got a lot of things to improve on. Most importantly, making shots. Probably is where I would start, you know. And for the game Thursday, just want to see gradual improvement, right? And I would love to see huge improvement in certain areas, but just want to see improvement from night in to night out. And with them guarding some of their actions, we're finally playing a team that actually runs some distinct sets or plays that have wrinkles, and looking forward to seeing how we execute a plan of attack, as we go into that game.
Mhm. You mentioned that obviously you're a very shooting heavy coach. That's kind of always been who you are. What have you been doing to kind of work on improving these skills?
Tried to do some shooting today in practice that when fatigue and speed are involved in it, I just feel like maybe in a game our energy level's a little higher. And so as we get out in transition, and the 2 teams that we played, we've been able to get out in transition quite a bit, and we're a little bit sped up, just excited wise, like, hey, we just got a defensive stop, we're ready to go. So we try to implement a little bit in the practice today where we're fatigued a little bit and we're running a little bit faster than we normally want to, and also take shots out of it in that way. So hopefully that will help. But just showed some video today, some clips today of opportunities to shoot that we're passing up, that we should take. And I would credit it to the unselfishness of this team, but then opportunities where, hey, when you get that chance, the expectation is to shoot it with confidence, and it's not good enough to just shoot the ball. We're a good shooting team. We need to shoot at a high level.
Do you have obviously you guys are building, you say little by little on that improvement. What are you hoping inside of shooting to see from the team?
We had some clear goals that we wanted to achieve in last game, and or keys to the game, I would say. And we were on pace with all of them at halftime, and they kind of just, our focus wasn't as sharp as it needed to be. And we're doing a great job of not fouling them. We're doing a great job of the offensive rebounding or limiting them. We did one thing we did do all night in that game on Saturday was limiting them to a half court team. We stressed transition defense, and we had a number that we wanted there, and we did execute that. And then our turnovers, we wanted to have a certain number or less, and we had 4 at halftime, and then we ended with, I think, 16 or 17. And so just to see improvement there. Hey, we're on pace. Let's continue to sustain that. So.
Um, so this team is obviously very young with some older anchors. You got some seniors that have been here for a while, but they're fairly young. How do you feel like these early games are really important for them in their
Yeah, well, I mean, we are young, and we're young with each other, and want to just see improvement, game to game, especially on things that we've either discussed, shown on film, or we're trying to implement on the court in practice. And that's the thing. Team's very coachable. Don't have to tell them twice, and it's one of the things that I really like about this group is that I can talk to a player and another player can learn from me talking to a different player. And so we don't spend a lot of time re-coaching things that we already coached, which makes us a little more efficient, which allows us to get through practice a little bit cleaner or quicker, and allows us to be ready to go game time energy wise.
team?
Good job. Going back to the kind of the emphasis on rebounding and wanting to be a great rebounding team, how big of a role, and this is probably an obvious question, but how big of a role does Lara Lara Lara
Yeah.
play kind of in the sort of the
It's one of the reasons we're so high on her in the portal. One, First off, she's a great person and fits our locker room very well. We got to know her in the process. But metrically speaking, she fits really well with some of our guard play. She rebounds the basketball and she's a pretty good rim protector. And she's shown all of those, in our games and been very pleased with her effort, and just her pursuit of the basketball. But it's something that, as we were building this roster, it's somebody that fit us in more ways than one, and to see it play out is awesome. Regardless of the competition, you still have to go get a rebound. You still have to block the shot, and she's showing that she can do that.
Would you say she's a player that fit you guys culturally, academically, as well as basketball wise and all of that? Do you remember very much about kind of her recruitment? Was there much of like a sell or a pitch to try to get her here, or was it?
Yeah, like of course. I mean, she had suitors at the table, and there's in the portal, it's really quick. Okay. So you're basing it on a phone conversation early, and you can feel somebody's character and approach to the game over the phone. Now, they may be able to tell you what you want to hear, but when you get them on campus and you see face to face, you get a real good sense for who a person is, especially if they have family with them and how they interact with you, the staff, the players, along with, if they have a family member. In her case, she brought her mom with her, and you could just feel who they were as people. And for us, it was a no-brainer that, to your point, how she fit us, non-basketball wise was spot on. Comes from a hardworking family that, things being a part of something's better than being just yourself, and it came through pretty clear in that process.
Okay, not to really go off on a different rate, I've heard and just kind of observed that it feels like you guys have had a big cultural shift since you kind of stepped into this role. And someone once said to me that if as a team has a positive culture, they should be able to describe that culture in 3 words. And how would you describe it?
That's challenging.
No pressure.
I want to get the 3 words exactly correct. I mean, I think so. I think we have what would be the word? A yearning to learn. What would be the word, Jess? One word for that. Yeah, like just a 1 word answer. Anyways, they're yearning to learn. Like they want to improve as basketball players. So coachable, coachability. There's 1 word. Hardworking, selfless. I mean, just fun. Fun group. But I guess eager to improve. I'll just leave it at that. Eager to improve. That's 3 words. There you go. There you go. Perfect. Perfect.
You guys need anything else? Ron, you need anything?
Yeah, hopefully you haven't been asked this, coach. I apologize if you do. Joined a little bit late, but how would you evaluate how the head coach has coached in just 2 games? I'm interested to know his thoughts on his first 2 games as a college coach.
Um, he's got to improve on a lot. It's funny. You don't ever think about that till you have the chance to kind of self-reflect. This week, right? We had Monday. We actually took it off as a team for compliance reasons, but it gives you a chance to reflect watching games. Um, and as I thought about the weekend and the 2 games that we played, I feel like I have to do a better job of increasing the expectation with our group. I feel like, specifically watching some of these other teams, that we'll face this year, just felt like they were sharp, they were aggressive, and I think that we're every bit that, and feel like we can. I need to do a better job raising expectations. Is what critique I would give to myself for me, for my staff, and for the group. Just, hey, we're here, okay, and we did some good things last week. Got a lot to clean up, but overall, like everything we do needs to just go to another level.
And then the last thing for me, is there a saying that Lee Cummard goes by or a motto that we can, start promoting? You got an ice cream maybe coming out.
No,
You
I have nothing in that
know,
sense. Just want to win games and compete at a high level.
Talk about play hard, play right, play to win.
Yeah, okay. Austin, just remind me up. So it's something that we kind of hung our hat on in the spring was just play hard, play right, play to win, and what those mean. Another one that, is within the team is, and this goes for you, Ron, since you were a little late to the the appointment, but early is on time is late, and late's unacceptable. I won't hold it against you. I won't hold it against you.
But you
And,
now know for next
you
time.
know, and then the other thing that if we had a mantra, the charge to the team and to the staff was just to connect genuinely with each other, care deeply about each other, and then challenge greatly, So